Hello guys, and welcome to this fantastic interview that was brought to you from the Mile of Smiles. I want to say a huge thank you to the organisers, Shropshire Festivals, for inviting us along so that we could set up a studio for the whole day, and we got so many amazing interviews, one of which you're about to hear. If you would like to support the Shrewsbury Biscuit, you can check out our website, which is the shrewsburybiscuitpodcast.co.uk. All of our episodes are available on there. You can also support us on social media. We are at the Shrewsbury Biscuit Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. I want to say a huge thank you to my family and my supporters and the Biscuiteers that I saw on that day as well for giving me your support and your help. Setting up the studio was so much fun, but a lot of hard work. We covered a lot of miles, but so did so many other people. This event was exactly what was needed to illustrate what Shrewsbury can do. So anyway, without further ado, here is the interview that you're about to hear. Take it away, Alex and Leon. Enjoy the interview, and I'll catch you on the other side. Okay guys, we're back at the Mile of Smiles. I'm here with Leon. Are you alright, Leon? Yeah.
What's up?
How's it going? And over across the way from us, I saw some fancy dancing going on, some bubbles, and I thought I've got to go and say hello to these guys. And it's from Kiddley Divey.
Kiddley Divey, that's right.
I got it right. I'm good.
Good.
I can do names. What do you want to introduce yourself?
My name's Eve.
Eve?
Yeah.
And what's Kiddley Divey?
So Kiddley Divey is a company who uses music to work with adults. Typically speaking, we work with people who suffer from dementia, but it's adults of all ages, and we use music to encourage movement, reminiscence, brain games, stimulate you physically, mentally, but it's supposed to be fun.
I spoke to, is it Sal Tong, who does something similar? She does something similar, and we were talking about it, how it can really help. Music can really just help bring people out of,
Well, if you think about, clearly I don't do much in the gym, but if I were, I wouldn't do it without music.
Yes.
It's the only way you can distract yourself, isn't it? Yeah. Doing the housework, any jobs that you don't really want to do.
It gives you a boost of energy.
It does, yeah. And it's great if you think about a piece of music will come on and you will suddenly have a flashback to where you were at the moment you heard that song, what you were doing. And sometimes it's amazing memories, and sometimes they can be painful memories. But certainly for a lot of people as they get older, if they're living with dementia or Alzheimer's, actually it's really precious when you can remember something.
Yeah.
And helping them to reconnect with that, whether it's first date, or sometimes the memories get a little bit frisky.
And emotional starts to kick in.
It can be very emotional, but it's just so special.
I couldn't be in your beats. I'd start crying with them.
Oh no, but that's we probably have somebody cry once a week, and there are times when it reduces me to tears too. With somebody, particularly if it's somebody who they've forgotten their family, and then they suddenly have that moment where they remember that they've got
where I've been for the last 5 years.
And if that family member's there as well, it's just...
Oh, you're going to bring me to tears now.
It's really special. It's wonderful.
Really, it's lovely. And there's something about music and the subconscious, isn't there? That sometimes it can just unlock things that you didn't realise.
It's the first sense. Sound is the first sense that you develop when you're in the womb. And it's the last thing, typically speaking, to go as well. You might lose your sight. You might lose the ability to speak or to move, but quite often hearing is the last thing to go.
I feel like it's better than sitting in an office and someone writing it down. Yeah. There's something familiar I'm with, Inspire, which is over in Wales. I don't know if you ever heard of it. And basically what they do, they take you about and stuff, and instead of sitting in an office with you and talking to you, they'll play football, go to the gym, do boxing with you, and then just get that slow information out of you,
Yeah.
Which is why I respect people like you, because there's not much of this activity type thing around the world, and I feel like it's creeping in now.
Yeah, and the thing is it's there's two groups that I particularly work with who there often doesn't tend to be much in the way of stimulating fun activities for, and that is older people who are living in care homes or who are living completely on their own.
It's just hard to focus after sitting in a room for within 5 minutes. I'm just dazed. I'm staring at a wall and stuff. Within an hour.
And your other is young adults who have learning disabilities, who might not be able to go out clubbing and things like that on their own. We do parties, and turn it into a nightclub, and 1830s meets Kiddley Divey.
Nice. Where does this come from then? Because is this pre-COVID, or is this people doing this for a while?
So the Kiddley Divey's been going for nearly 25 years.
Oh, fantastic.
I've been doing it in Shropshire since 2014. And it was mainly working in care homes and with community groups, and we were seeing about 80 a month pre-COVID, and then overnight it just stopped because we weren't allowed inside the care homes anymore, and community groups weren't allowed to meet anymore.
I take it was all through Zoom and stuff.
Unfortunately, if you've got dementia, you can't interact with the screen very well. So we did try to do that, but it didn't really. It's more about engaging. I mean, you saw us with the children jumping around. It's less for children, but the same thing works with young kids. It works when you're interacting with them. And so it's really quite hard through a screen. We made a DVD which, went well, but it just doesn't beat the in-person. No. When the weather's been good, we've been outside, socially distanced. We can be outside. The residents
it's not the same
been in.
though, is it? You're not like those.
It's creeping back now, hopefully over. If we can...
Well, this here is giving us hope.
Yeah, exactly. Being here today, who'd have thought we were doing that a few
We've still got
months
social
ago.
distancing and stuff. We've got people talking to each other, smiling, dancing, music.
Food. Yeah, the smell of food, or the smile. There's something very powerful. We've spoken to a few people that have come and spoken to us today about the power of a smile.
Yeah.
You guys are very smiley, which is what drew me to you guys. I stood there with my book. Can I go on my podcast? You guys waving and smiling at me. I was like, oh yeah, of course they'll. Come on, absolutely.
It's really hard not to smile. If somebody grins at you, it's really hard not to smile back, isn't it? And it is contagious.
Yes, of course.
If you walk around smiling at people.
It's the greatest disease.
It is. It's lovely, isn't it?
When you're dealing with things like dementia, and obviously moods can be changed, and do you feel like what you do actually encourages people to unlock a bit of that happiness in their soul?
It really does.
Yeah.
People who are living with dementia can be quite agitated, because they're frustrated, understandably so.
Of course, yeah.
And if you find the right piece of music and it relaxes them, it takes their mind off whatever it was they were worrying about. And they can start moving, they can start dancing. You know yourself, as much as we might not like doing exercise.
Do the cha-cha slide!
It releases endorphins. Did you see us doing the agadoo earlier?
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is.
You do? I did the joke to you. Yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
Showing your age.
I did the
now,
joke this
isn't
morning. Was it last night I did the joke? Knock knock.
Who's that?
Agad.
Agad who?
Do.
Push pineapple.
I don't do much dancing, so I don't know.
It's a proper dad joke. I did it last night.
Him and his dad jokes. Oh my god.
Well,
Making you smile.
I got skills, yo. So now the world's open again, and people can go to care homes. Obviously, visitors are allowed. You guys can be part of the community again. Have you now got a backlog of ideas, places, or is it just a case of take it as it comes, sort of thing?
We are raring to get going. It's been, really painful for us, as much as it has been for the homes. And they, particularly the care homes, have done the most outstanding job in the last 18 months. They've been there through the thick of it, and they've been losing residents, not just to COVID, but to, despite their best efforts, that some residents feeling so isolated that actually you just give up. And they have just been working so incredibly hard, and they get really, really attached to their residents. And so it's been very, very hard for them, and I think they're looking forward to us coming back in as well, because they see their residents happy. That's all they care about.
Relieves a bit of stress, I imagine.
Yeah, and we all have a party atmosphere, so We've got some new props, we've got some new song ideas, because as time goes on, the music tastes change.
Of course, yeah.
So we're just we are so looking forward to getting back into the homes.
I can imagine that in some circumstances, the nursing homes are like, here come Kiddley Divey again. They're going to get them all riled up before they go to bed.
That's it. They have you in the morning, and then the residents sleep all afternoon because they're shattered by the time we've left. And there's a care home in Telford which has got some quite advanced dementia patients, and they rang and said the residents are asking for the crazy lady in pink. It's like,
I'll take it as a compliment.
The memory might not be working, but they knew I was crazy and they knew I wore pink. That's brilliant.
Well, Beth chose well. I think that's probably what Beth, she was like, oh, pink. She likes pink. So what's the plans for the future then? Obviously, like, you're just winning yourself back into it. You're raring to go.
Yes.
Do you expand? Do you stick out?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment there's 2 of us.
Yeah.
We cover the whole of Shropshire. Mm-hmm. We do a little bit into Mid Wales, and we cover anything with the Wolverhampton postcode as well. So we cover quite a large area. Pre-pandemic, we were just ready to take on another couple of members of staff, which obviously has gone on the back burner. I am hopeful that if things continue to open the way we're hoping and praying that they do, that over the next year to 18 months we can go back to taking on those 2 extra people and grow it again, because there's more people. We're living longer.
Yeah.
And if you're going to live longer, you need quality of life while you're doing that living.
Absolutely.
So there is certainly a demand. If there's anybody out there who is interested in jumping around like a crazy person all day long, singing and laughing, it's not a case of being able to sing well. It's a case of interacting. And making people want to join in with you. It's a party. I wouldn't want to pay to hear me sing.
No. Would there be a place where people could find you?
Yes, we have a website which is kiddleydivey.co.uk, and we've also got a Facebook page, so if you just look for Kiddley Divey Shropshire.
Yes.
There's a few of us around the country, but Kiddley Divey Shropshire will bring you through to us.
That's good. Amazing. I don't want to call her out, but you've seen your daughter was just up the stage there.
I'm so proud of her.
Get your wiggle on.
Get your wiggle on are amazing.
I want to speak to someone from there, but I didn't want to walk up to him and be like, who's your boss? Who's in charge?
James is around and about, or Ross.
And I want to grab him at some point and speak to him, because
they have been brilliant, because they've been so many performances that have had to be cancelled.
Yeah, I mean,
and
as far the Biscuit's been trying to help the arts in as many ways as possible. We spoke to the Viv Kelly Dance School as well, like these girls and guys that haven't been able to go out there and practice and take part in it. And this is their education, this is their life,
Yeah,
so
and it's so important to them. I mean, the pre-pandemic, I think Emily was supposed to be in Oliver, she was supposed to be in Aladdin, and she was supposed to be in Alice in Wonderland. And unfortunately they'd postponed them and delayed them and pushed them back, and eventually you just can't keep the rights to them any longer, because they're having to pay for the rights, so they've just been losing money hand over fist. But yet still, throughout the lockdown, they kept it going through Zoom. They did do Zoom, because the kids joined in and they rehearsed, and then the under-18s were able to get back a bit sooner.
Yes.
So they had We Will Rock You. They did that in June, and then in September they start their live performances again, which is going to be really exciting. They do so much for the local community, for the kids. It's just wonderful.
I think it's good for kids to go out there and try the limits.
I tell you what, I couldn't get up there on that stage on my own.
Oh, me either.
Especially like the solo acts.
No, I just
It's about pushing your limits, isn't it? It's about going to places you will never think going.
Yeah, 12 years old, I couldn't do that now. But no, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Last time I was on stage, I was at the Shropshire virtual show. I was just comparing a bit, and I got a blast to say thank you to everybody. I was like, thank you very... Actually, no, I introduced the band.
Yeah.
Did you see the Dirty Rockin' Scoundrels? They were at the drive-through theatre stuff they did last year. And I thought, oh my god, I got to introduce this band. And I was like, just channel Jules Holland, because Jules Holland for me is like...
Jules Holland's a god.
He's the Don when it comes to music. And I literally got on stage. I was like, ladies and gentlemen, the dirty rocking scoundrels. And I sounded just like him. I heard it back on video. I was like, oh my God, that's so good. And then I was like, thank you very much, guys. This has been the Shrewsbury Virtual Show. And Shane was like, it's the Shropshire Virtual Show. So, for me on stage, I'll do it, but I'll probably do it wrong. Yeah, you've been fantastic.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
I hope you enjoy.
I'm pretty sure my dad has a challenge for you, but our good friend Shane has said.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that for a catch.
Well done.
Right, okay, so Shane was up at the castle, and I was chatting to him, and he was like, I've just spoken to a bubbleologist. And I was like, okay, fine. So he was like, I'm going to challenge everyone today to say bubbleology 3 times as quick as they can, see what happens. So can you say bubbleology 3 times for us, please?
Bubbleology, bubbleology, bubbleology.
Oh my God, knocked it out the park! Thank you, Eve. Thank you so much for chatting to me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Peace
out.
Have
a good day.
Thank you.
Just as I hit record, the wind's like, I'm going to blow your poster into the air. So, I'm Alex. This is the Shrewsbury Biscuit. I'm with Leon.
Hello, everyone.
We're at the Mile of Smiles. We're getting so many great interviews, and we do encourage people to come up and say, hi, I'd like to talk to you. So Victoria Sugden, thank you so much for doing that. And I was like, do you want to do a podcast? And you were like, yeah, okay. So you saying you guys are planning a huge party, right?
Well, we are, yeah. So I work at the Robert Jones and Agnes Hunt Orthopaedic Hospital based in Oswestry. And our staff are amazing, and we wanted to do something that would really give back a little, give them something to look forward to.
Okay.
So we're blessed with this fantastic field at the back of the hospital, and we thought, hey, let's have a festival on the field.
Yeah, get the ball. Let's have a kickabout.
Let's have some fun. So we could all do with some fun right now, couldn't we?
Absolutely. And especially NHS workers, like regardless of any sort of anniversary that's going on, this last year I do believe that NHS workers do need to have the carpet rolled out and just have some fun, because they've worked so incredibly hard, and they get a lot of unnecessary stick, I believe, and that's ridiculous. I've seen, some real negative stuff on social media, but what? These guys are heroes,
Completely. That's what we feel, and it's tough at the moment, caring for patients when you have to wear a mask all day long, when the temperatures have been like they have been over the last week or so. Every single one of them are heroes, and they absolutely deserve to be treasured. And that's what we want to do. So it is a special year for us as well, as you say, because it's 100 years of the hospital being on the site.
100 years. Wow.
And it used to be a military hospital, and Dame Agnes Hunt decided that she wanted to expand the work that she was doing. So she went there, set up this fantastic hospital, and here we are 100 years later. So,
wow.
And as well, the League of Friends, we're a charity that supports the hospital. We've been going 60 years this year, so it's everything to celebrate in the craziest possible time imaginable.
Yeah. I'm doing some work with Ling and Davis for September, and I've been talking a lot about charities and the work with hospitals and the difficulties for getting equipment, for getting the things that the hospital needs, but yet again on the flip side, the generosity of people. As 60 years doing a charity, how have things changed from the beginning to how they are now?
Well, let me tell you, back in the day when the charity first started, we would run an annual fete, and ladies would attend the fete wearing gloves and hats, and it was quite a formal affair. And you're not required to wear a hat this year, by the way, or gloves, come to that. But we've moved on, but we've adapted, we've survived, we've changed, and we've put patients at the heart of what we do. That's always the most important thing for us, is it going to benefit patients, and is it going to benefit staff? And if it does, that's what we want to do. So we do fund equipment, we fund facilities, we run various services around the organisation. So we run a Costa-style coffee shop in the main entrance, we've got a general store, we've got a post office. So there's lots of things that we can do to help support the hospital be the best it can be.
Great job. And obviously I'm going to mention the big C word, COVID. Lots of charities suffered because people couldn't get out. You can do events, things like this. How did you guys cope during COVID?
So, it was hard, but we've adapted. So what we've found is that people like to do personal challenges a lot more. Last year we ran a very successful swim in Ellesmere Mere, so we called it the Mere Mile.
Nice.
We're running that again this year because people want to get out, and freshwater swimming is obviously very popular at the moment. So this year we've added an additional distance, so we've got 2.5 miles as well as the 1 mile. So there are some crazy fit people out there who are able to do these things, and we're looking forward to seeing them on the 30th of August. So that's Bank Holiday Monday down at the Mere.
Trying to get me to do runs. I'm like, come on, I mean, I'm not the healthiest guy in the world. I mean, I'm losing weight at the moment, so maybe next year I can do some running charity stuff.
Oh, that would be fab.
Otherwise, get off my case, guys. I'm not doing their runs, okay? I'll do a podcast. I'm doing a 24-hour
Everyone make him #Dad Run.
Do you could do the swim, you could do backstroke, we could just get you some
little
floats.
Doggy paddles.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Give me can I have a ring and just...
chill out.
Ferris Bueller or
that would be amazing. Yeah, do that.
So this event that's going on at the what's it called?
We're calling it the Festival on the Field.
Fantastic. Very simple. Tells you what it is. What have you got planned for this evening?
Well, because it's anniversary of our 60th years, and because we like to dress up as well. It's 60s themed, so you can either come dressed in your, I don't know, twin set and pearls type 60s theme, or you can come more sort of hippy dippy for a festival, which is kind of what we're going to do. So flowers in your hair, that kind of thing, and just come and kick back a little. It's for friends and family and volunteers and people connected with the hospital, to just come along and show their support, really.
It says here on the poster, the daytime will host a family-friendly event involving live music, craft stalls, food and drink, and children's entertainment. The evening will see a swinging 60s themed disco for adults to enjoy. Join us as we celebrate our amazing NHS staff. I think what you're doing is fantastic. So anything that celebrates the NHS and the hard work that they do, never mind 100 years, 60 years of what you do, right now is the perfect time, like you said, to go out and have a party and enjoy yourselves, so.
Well, thanks. Yeah, we hope so.
What we can do is, if you want to do like if you want to get some people together at some point, do a feature podcast. We can do like an hour or so rather than a quick 10-15 minutes. I'd love to invite you back on. It'd be amazing.
That would be amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right, I'll let you go on and enjoy your day.
Cheers.
One more
Thanks,
question.
guys.
One more question.
Sorry.
If you could say anything to the youth, I've been asking this to everyone, what would you say?
If we could say anything to the youth.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Get your vaccine. Do it for your mum, your dad, your granny, your grandpa. That's the best thing you can do at the moment for the NHS, is just make sure you get your vaccine. It takes seconds, and you'll be protecting your loved ones, so please do that.
Amazing. Oh, actually, there's a silly thing. Oh, man. Oh, right. Okay, so Shane, my co-host, was up at the castle. He met a bubbleologist. And we were laughing about the word bubbleology, and we've been asking our guests, I'm really sorry, it's really silly, can we ask you to say bubbleology 3 times as quick as you can?
Bubbleology, bubbleology, bubbleology.
Yeah, very good. Nice one. Well done. Thank you very much, Victoria.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Well, that was a fantastic interview. I think you'll agree. I want to say a huge thank you to our guest. And of course, this is a generic message that I've recorded for the end of every podcast I recorded on that day, but we had such a great time. Every single podcast that we recorded was phenomenal. Again, I'd like to say a huge thank you to Shropshire Festivals for inviting us to take part. We would love to be involved with any other festivals or events that are going on in Shrewsbury, because that's our job, to illustrate the amazing things that Shrewsbury can do. And I think Beth and the team at Shropshire Festivals, they do a great job too. Again, I'd like to remind you guys, if you would like to support us, you can go to the Shrewsbury Biscuit Podcast.co.uk. That's our website, and our audio is all available on there, and there are ways to get in touch with us. You can also support us on social media. We are at the Shrewsbury Biscuit Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please share it with your friends, and we will see you guys next time. And have a great day. Thank you very much. Peace out.